Welcome to MindBody TV. I'm so excited to be here. Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm learning Spanish. This is our broadcast. We are back after a 2-week hiatus, and we are in the midst of the Into the Light series, which is a 4-part series in preparation for the live event, which is happening in January in a couple of weeks. And so these are standalone, really deep pieces on their own, but they're also preparation for everyone who is going to be joining us for the live workshop the weekend of January 20th. It's a virtual workshop. So for anyone anywhere in the world who's interested in being there, you are welcome to join. It will be a very, very powerful event. And I will share the link for that here as well. So welcome everybody in Instagram, everybody in the MindBody community, in Facebook, and everybody who is joining live in YouTube, or if you're watching the replay. So I am Kim Duremo. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a physician who has left the entire system of that, conventional medical system and established my practice solely for mind-body medicine and self-healing and supporting what helps your body heal itself. So we do know, in fact, that the mind and body are connected, that the body heals itself, and that as within, so without, meaning our consciousness creates our physical structure, impacts directly and immediately our physical structure all the way down to our genes. And so I have found that the most potent way for me to practice medicine is at this level, assisting people, whether you've got chronic disease, chronic fatigue, pain, anxiety, or just like an unknown mystery illness, to become fully vibrant and healthy, because you can. And even though there is a role for medication and surgery, when it comes to chronic illness, there really isn't much to offer with that approach. We really do need to work from the inside out and activate your body's ability to heal itself. So hello, everyone who's joining us. Hello, Kelly, who's a friend of mine from high school. Always so cool to have you here. Hello from BC, Canada, Vermont. Hello, Colleen. Emma from Ibiza. That is so exciting. Anna. We're back. Serbia. Hello, Ashley from Serbia. Met Louise from Copenhagen. That is very exciting. Great to see you here. Everyone's coming in really quickly, but I want to just make sure I welcome everyone. So Christina, Esther, JP, Ariana from Argentina, Sue, hello, Jenny from Sweden, Mary from Southern California. Hello, everybody who's here. I'm in Durango, Colorado. Always so great to be home, even after amazing trips. We just went for a few weeks out to Boston to visit with family and friends. And I'm just so glad to be back. We had an amazing, amazing trip. I am a little hoarse. We had a lot of partying, a lot of family, a lot of fun. And I could hardly speak when I got back. And I'm recovering, so little by little. Today, in our part 3 out of the 4-part series for Into the Light, is about aligning with your purpose. And the power of this is really that we are made of energy. We do appear to be physical, solid, separate structures, but we are in fact connected, and we are primarily made of energy, which means we have frequency and vibration. And in fact, Nikola Tesla had said, the medicine of the future will be one of frequency and vibration, that we will finally begin to understand that we are in fact primarily energetic, and that when we adjust the frequency and vibration of that energy, it will allow the alignment with health. It will allow healing to happen through the body. And this has always been very intuitive to me as a physician. When we have cancer cells in the body, we're not trying to change your cancer cells, your cancerous liver cells. We're trying to let your cancerous liver cells become healthy liver cells. It's a transmutation. We're not trying to turn your liver into a cat. We're converting the cancerous liver into a healthy liver. It is a quantum shift. It's a very subtle quantum shift. It's a very subtle shift in the frequency and vibration. And we can do that within ourselves. And so this is really what my work is centered around. And today, with it being the new year, a lot of new energy coming in, it is a great time to get really intentional about who you are and what you're creating. And when we align with that which is our heart's greatest desire, that is what allows the quantum shift within us. And so in this, it's a 3-step process that I'm going to bring you through. In this process, you will most likely feel that vibrational shift, feel that shift in your frequency. The more sensitive and dropped into the body you are, the more present, the more you'll feel that. The less sensitive, it's okay. You can develop sensitivity, and less present, you may not feel as much at first. The practice is still working. It's still doing the same thing. You are still aligning, and you will still experience results with practice. But the essential thing is we practice this first step, which is connection. We practice that, and we do become more sensitive. We do sense and feel at a much more subtle level. We do let in awareness at a much more subtle level. So if you've been living your life kind of just in the head, very disconnected, going from one thing to the next, busy, like a person is living from here up, like from the neck up, and you'll hear them say, no, I'm good. Everything's great. Everything's fine. But you don't feel them. You don't feel that sense of peace or well-being, or you don't feel the invitation for your own peace and well-being when you're in front of that person. So trust what you feel. One thing I think I should add here is so many of us think that what we see, taste, touch, feel, smell is reality. But what we're seeing scientifically and understanding the brain and the hardwiring of the nervous system is that that is just information coming in through the filter of our own consciousness, through the filter of our own belief system. And it gets incredibly distorted, meaning you could see the same thing or hear the same thing as someone else. But if you're, someone in a frequency of like, everyone's out to get me, life sucks. Yeah, maybe something good happens, but it's going to end soon. Don't worry. In that frequency of like lack, it may be next to someone who's in the frequency of joy. Like, I'm receiving all things in grace and ease. And you could see exactly the same thing and have a completely different experience, an utterly different interpretation of what you just saw. And that's because everything, all the information coming in from the 5 senses is being interpreted through the filter of your own consciousness, your own beliefs, your own memories, your own perception. And actually, the quote, reality is a whole different thing. So how do we know what's real versus what's our perception? We've got to drop into the heart. We've got to drop into that additional sense, which is, it's actually not just a 6th sense. It's like a bunch of different senses where you can become more clairvoyant. You see through the 3rd eye, through a deeper intelligence, clear sentience. You feel and sense through a different energy center. Clairaudient, where you hear through the perceptive filter of truth instead of the, just the physical ears. And clear cognizant, which is just an inner knowing. I know that I know that I know this is the right thing to do. Some people feel it as a gut feeling. You just know in your gut, this is the right thing. Same thing. You're letting in awareness beyond those 5 senses. And that's when we're really dropped into the body. We're really present. And we're letting awareness in. So Laura said, I have all the clairs. And the more we drop in and presence the body and feel and just let in awareness, the more we will all develop that. And that is what we're moving into now. So we will do a lot more of in-depth workshopping with this as far as intentionally creating your life from your higher consciousness, activating your power, because we all have creative power. It's just most of us are very disconnected from it. So we're not accessing it. And this will be in our workshop the weekend of January 20th. And it's at drkimd.com/live, where we'll do a lot more in-depth work together. The Friday night, we will do a very powerful drop-in, meaning we get your presence in the body. We get the light in the lighthouse. That is the most essential activation to begin the whole weekend, so that everything we do throughout the weekend takes effect in your system. We're going to be making a major rearrangement. And from that initial alignment, you'll have a lot more potency to the intention we're establishing throughout the workshop. So join us live if that is resonating for you. It's called the MindBody Awakening, and the link is at drkimd.com/live, drkimd.com/live. Okay, so today we're going to do a touch in with this. And our first piece of the 3-part alignment process is connect. We have to be connected in the now. In order to activate manifestation, we have to be connected with the now. The reason is the mind can perceive, past, future, others, and expectations, identity, and this is who I am, and I have to be this, and I can't be that. And those are all fabrications. When we connect in the body can only live in the now, in the true reality. So the more we're in the distortion, come back to your breath. The more you're in a spin out, a trigger, I can't believe she just said this. Come back to the breath. Feel and sense the body. You can tap on your chest. You can tap on your forehead. Hey, body, here we are. I'm here. I'm here now, right? Whatever that was just a bad dream. I'm here now. You get yourself back here right now. Connection is the access point for your potency, for your manifesting creative power. And when we neglect that, it's like, yeah, I'll get to connection. Let me just handle the emergency first. And we stay in fight or flight. Everything in our reality gets created from that vantage point, gets created from that spin out, gets created from the trauma drama, right? Everything's a reflection of what's happening in you. And so if you're in your spin out, I just got to manage it. I can't connect right now. I'll do that later. You're just going to keep creating chaos. You're just going to keep creating challenging situations, closed doors, non-existent opportunity or missed opportunity, or always almost there, but your success is eluding you. And the same with health. Your body can't be nurtured if your presence is not in the now. So connect. So we're going to connect with the now. Super easy. You can touch your body. Feel your body. If you just gently skin on skin, touch your body real slowly, you increase oxytocin and endorphins, which are all chemicals that shift the way your brain works and help you access and perceive truth. They also stimulate natural and a natural morphine, a natural feel-good hormone that helps calm your nervous system. So anxiety, depression, panic attacks, it's a great practice, right? This connection. Body, here I am. It's okay. It's okay. Just like you would if you had a child. Mom, I had a bad dream. It's okay. It's okay. And you breathe in your body so your child comes back to theirs, right? But what a lot of people do is, no, it's okay. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. And you're trying to get someone back in their body. You're trying to calm them by being in your own spin out. It can't happen. So you get back into your connection. It brings your cells into a new frequency, a new resonance, where power can come back in. So you could touch your body. You could talk to your body. Out loud is fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your cells are listening. So you could say it just to yourself, especially if you're in public and you don't want anyone to think what is she doing? You can put your hand on your heart. Will bring a sense of calm. Will allow the vagus nerve to rebalance. And then just feel the breath. Feel your bum on the seat. Feel your feet on the floor, right? I am here. A great exercise for connection. You anchor the five senses. So what do I see? Five things I see. I see this beautiful mountain. I'm going to have to post a picture on Instagram later because it is so beautiful here. There's snow. There's a blue sky. Okay, I see there's a picture hanging on my wall. Like five things you see right here, right now. Here's my computer. And if you're really in a spin out, say it out loud. Here is my computer. Here is my glass of water. Here is my foot. Anchor. Five things I see. Hear. So you tune into your sense of hearing. Four things I hear. I hear someone chopping some vegetables downstairs. I hear a little buzz from the computer. I hear, there's some sound, some background noise. I hear, and you can make sound. Rub your thighs. Oh, I hear this. You hear that sound, like anchor in your sound. Smell. Oh, I smell. It's like a woody scent. We weren't here for a couple of weeks, and it's like, we can smell the wood. I smell, there's like a cool air when I breathe in through my nose. There's also food cooking. I can smell through my nose. I feel, what do I feel? Oh, my feet are nice and cozy with my soft. So 5, 4, 3, 2. I feel my feet on the floor. I feel that the warm, soft socks. I feel, and you can generate sensation, right? I feel my hand touching my chest. And then taste. I taste, maybe you taste your toothpaste. Maybe you taste remnants from a meal. Maybe you just taste some wetness. Anchor into the senses. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the more you practice that connection, anchoring into your body, the more you can do it instantly. Instantly. Okay, so that's the first step. Get here now. Connect. Sometimes I just say, hi, body. Here I am. And I let my breath go deeper. As soon as you relax your shoulders, your breath goes deeper. You're more here. You don't have any potency outside of here. And the more you're here, the more potency you have. The second piece is clarity. So connect clarity. Clarity is what is my highest intention? And as we start 2023, who am I here to be? Who do I get to be? If I live my life intentionally, and I really am a creative power, who do I get to be? How do I get to feel? What do I get to experience? And so we're not answering the question, we're asking the question. Clarity. And you could also just say, what is my highest intention? Because sometimes maybe you're like, what do I eat? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? Which is all about judgment. Should. Well, it depends on what book you read. It depends on what decade you're reading that book. But if you ask the wisdom within you, what will serve me the most? What choice for lunch will serve me the most to strengthen my sense of joy, my sense of power, my sense of gratitude? You have to hold the intention, right? What is my highest intention? So you can always use from the point of connection, drop into clarity. You have to do step 1 before step 2. Most people are walking around trying to get clarity. What do I want? What's my intention for 2023? But they're not even present. So who the hell knows? Well, so-and-so said I should do this. Well, maybe that sounds like a good idea. And it's just all from the mind. The only way you can actually receive clarity is here in the now. So you have to connect. If you're being guided in every moment in a way that creates your most ultimate life, wouldn't it be wise to be connected? So you have that awareness and you receive that. Who do I get to be? What is my highest intention? And now, not answering the question, asking the question, just let it come. Let the awareness come. The third step is cultivate. Cultivate the feelings and the energy of that intention now. So type in with me what comes up with the second part or even the first part. What do you feel when you connect? What is the clarity that may be beginning to come in? Clarity might just be, oh, it feels good when I just pause and take a breath and just let go of whatever I was worrying about. It can take care of itself, but it can't do that if I don't let go. It feels good. Oh, it felt good to soften my shoulders, right? Bring them up and just let them go. Oh, I'm breathing more deeply. That's clarity, right? It feels good when I slow down. So cultivate the energy of that intention. Maybe your intention for 2023 is to live a more abundantly present life, to live in more joy. Because maybe there's like good stuff in your life, but you're like, I'm not really letting it in. I should be enjoying this, but I'm not. You have to be the container for joy, not the conditions making you be a better container. They can't bring you joy. You have to be a better container for joy. So maybe that's what you want to cultivate. Maybe it's, oh, I want to make more money in 2023. Okay, so what's the energy of that? Energy of freedom, abundance. Maybe there's joy. You have this idea like, well, if there's more money, Mari and I, Gemma had this little injury at school and she's fine, but they thought that she might have injured her wrist or she did injure her wrist. They thought she might need x-rays. And Mario and I both jumped in the car. I was on with a private client and I said, let's reschedule this. No problem. And he was available. I was available. 50 minutes later, we both picked her up. It was like, this is the wealth of life. We have the freedom to go together and be there for our daughter. Like, what is more important to me? Nothing. To be there for the ones I love, to be there for my child. And if she had a broken wrist or something like that, we're really fortunate we could be there for her. It's the most important thing. And so in that moment, I celebrated the wealth of our lives, that we've arranged it, that we can prioritize what's most important to us. So maybe the reason you want to make more money is so that you can live the things that are most important to you. And so how does it feel when you get to do that? It feels easeful. It feels so joyful. It feels free. It feels abundant. It feels wealthy. Okay, so the third step is cultivate that feeling now. You can't welcome anything into your life that you aren't already a container for. And vice versa. When you're a container for that, it can't not come into your life. You're a vacuum. You're a vacuum sucking in all the circumstances and energies to support even more of what you're cultivating. So you can't create something from nothing. You can't be like, I want freedom. I'm in so much lack. I just want freedom. You can only create more of what you already have. So even though you have 99% evidence of lack, is there 1% evidence of abundance? Maybe there's plenty of breath. Maybe you always have enough food. Maybe you always have someone to call. Maybe you, you have your computer and you're tuning into this right now. There is something showing up. It's up to you to find that one nugget and bring your focus there. Cultivate that, feel that, welcome that. Thank you, thank you, thank you that I have this one breath. It's easeful. I can breathe. Because you always create more of what you focus on. And so connect, clarity, cultivate. Chris said, I want to learn acceptance and garner as much joy as possible, regardless of what's going on around me or with my body. Freedom, financial, physical, emotional, mentally. That's a great intention. So your practice is get present, connect. Here I am. Hi, body. You can't have impact on your cellular frequency if you're not present here in your body. Clarity, right? The intention, the freedom, the joy, expansion, love, acceptance, and then cultivate. What does it feel to be in that now? You have to create that. It can be challenging because the five senses that say you're in total lack are getting so much of your attention, but that doesn't matter. 2% attention, cultivating something new, cultivating that little bit of like, where is their ease? Where is their prosperity? Ashley, at first I thought it was be love, and then I connected more and feel joy came through the top of my head with joy itself. Awesome. Feels good just to breathe. A better container. My new question for myself is what would be nourishing and supportive? Yes. Smith Allison, that's exactly what I've been feeling. Good things are happening, but I feel I can't let myself feel the joy. Yes. So make a practice, make it daily, every day in 2023. Connect, clarity, cultivate. I promise you, this is the laws of the physical reality we're in. This is the quantum truth. It can't not work for you as you're on your journey. What you'll find on this journey is all the stuff that has you not cultivate joy. Wait, I have to do this first, then I'll let myself feel some joy. You make it conditional. I'll feel joy after my body heals, and then you wait, not realizing what the body needs to heal is you being in that state of joy, being in that state of ease, being in that receptivity. It can't happen backwards. It can't happen backwards. That's why so many struggle and try. And you do the next program, and you do the next thing. Find, that inner state. What am I choosing? And cultivate it now. And then choose everything that supports you in that. If you come to the workshop in January, right, if that feels like ding, 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 oh yeah, that is supportive, that is nurturing. Choose it. Because the mind's like, I'm too busy, or I already tried that, it won't work. It blocks resources, right? We're like, well, how much money is it? And it will like bump stuff out before we even let ourselves consider the possibility. So just stay in, cultivate, stay in, and the resources will come in. The clarity that comes is that life could be easier and not such a struggle. Yes, Rachel. I have the awareness that the way I've constantly resisted my situation has caused so much struggle. Now I ask, what would it take for my life to be easy, and align with that? And that's the tip with alignment. What even just asking the question will create alignment. It will begin the alignment. So how do I align? Wait a minute. Well, how do I create a quantum shift? How do I create that shift in my vibration and frequency? It's a great way to do it. Ask a better question. Patricia said, my first thought, I don't have that much money. Yes, so you're looking at what's here now instead of being in the moment, cultivating something new. It's like a total shift, right? Well, this is what's here, so that dictates what I have, what I can do, and how I feel. Versus like, wait a minute, what's here now is a reflection of where I was in the past. What can I cultivate here in the now that lets something new show up? Chris, trust the process and incorporate ease. How do I balance this with fear and anger that you're feeling? So when you go to the now, you connect, the fear and the anger are here. When you're resisting the now, you're repressing the fear and anger, you're resisting the fear and anger. And it will seem like you're doing a really good job because you're avoiding it. I'm good. Let me just keep working hard. Let me just keep running. Everything's good. But you're wasting all your energy. Avoiding. You're wasting all your energy suppressing. So your energy is not available for manifestation of something new. So when you drop in to connect, feel the anger. Now, to feel anger, I've shared this many times before, you absolutely unequivocally must open up expression. You can't let in sensation without also opening up expression. Meaning you're going to feel that anger. You're going to be like, ah! But if you don't, oh, I shouldn't sound like that. I should hold it together. You're going to eventually have to shut down sensation, right? It's not appropriate. Well, people won't like me. I've had so many encounters. In fact, this weekend I got to be with Alicia and Laura and a lot of other people. And one of the things that happened was like a lot of emotional release. And we were talking about like, wow, has it been challenging? Were you always like this? Was it challenging that people have such emotional release when they're in your presence? And I'm like, you know what? It really used to be hard because I thought I was like disturbing them, right? They're holding it together, everything's fine. And then they come around me and it's like, catharsis of so much energy. And I thought, like, I could feel this is powerful, this is healing. But then later on, it'd be like this backlash. Oh no, I probably shouldn't have brought that out of them. I probably should have just left well enough alone, right? Because maybe just one word could create that upheaval, because you can't stay unconscious in the presence of consciousness. It brings you into the now. And so we talked about like what a gift it is now, but I didn't always perceive it that way. It used to be like, oh, people are falling apart, and um, sometimes people didn't like it. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I did that. I'm so sorry I cried. I'm so sorry. I don't usually behave this way. And they'd eventually come back like that was the best thing that ever happened to me. That moment changed my whole life, because as soon as we drop in and connect, we begin feeling what's here. We have to express it. And expressing it doesn't mean we talk about it. Well, I feel angry when you blah, 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 right? That's all in the head. What does it actually look like to express it, right? Anger. Ah! My son does it all the time. He's 4. He's 4. He'll just, ah! So what if you just let yourself do that? Or what was the other thing? Fear. Same thing. We're in fear, right? It's like we breathe. You got to bring breath, more intensity, more breath. What does the expression of fear look like? Well, you don't really know, because 20 people, 100 people are going to express it 100 different ways. You're going to find out what this particular flavor of fear looks like for you if you were to let that unleashing happen. And maybe it's not in the middle of the grocery store, although maybe it would be. But find the time when it can come. Don't wait for like 20 years later in some workshop, thank goodness. But what if you just let yourself live freely? If something comes up, you find a way to let that energy move. It could take 20 seconds. And when we don't, it could take 50 years. So when we do the connection, we feel what we feel, we express what is here. Be a channel of that expression. The thing is, we've learned how I should be, how I shouldn't be, and then we're subscribing to that BS and that belief system, and so we don't let ourselves just have spontaneous tears, have a with like a mini meltdown. It's okay. There's so much stigma around like a meltdown, but what if that meltdown is the greatest catalyst for everything you have ever asked for from your deepest heart? Everything you've ever asked for. Would you be willing to just like make a noise? Right? And not judge that it's, oh, that was an ugly noise, or, oh, that's my ugly cry face. Oh my gosh. Just if it's authentic, it's beautiful. If it's authentic, it's beautiful. Period. The end. So don't start going into like, oh no, I have an ugly cry face. Let me just not ever cry. You're going to harden, and you're going to hold all that energy in. And then you have like 0.0002% energy going into manifesting all of your dreams, manifesting all of your intentions. How to best release anger apart from screaming. Well, first off, I would just ask what's wrong with screaming, because you want to make space for everything. If what's being asked for in your moment is screaming, and you're like, well, no, let's do it a different way. Well, what if that's the fastest way, like 12 seconds, and now you got a 20-year route? Let's just go with the fastest way. What does your body want to do? How does your body want to express it? So I would say, like, feel and touch your body, be here, ground, connect, breathe, and then feel the energy and what feels good. Because if you're angry, it's going to feel good to scream. If you're angry, it's going to feel good to stomp on the floor. That my little son, he does that too. Stomp around, because he knows he's listening to his body, and he knows what his body wants to do with that. So I would say, and you might just be asking, apart from anger, apart from screaming, what other options might I think of? And so, yeah, you can grab something and, pound it out. pound in your body, like stomping on the floor. Do it in a safe way. Like you don't want to pound a bony hand on a hard table, like get a soft pillow and pound the hell out of it. So find a way that is going to be safe to let your body just like, even like vigorous movement, like, it can really move a lot of energy. Maybe I haven't screamed totally freely, so it doesn't work as much. Practice. If we've been emotionally shut down for so long, we got to like practice, like do it a little and then like, all right, how's that feel? Oh, that feels better. All right, let's do more. There's a scene in Along Came Polly, and she gives him the pillow and he takes the knife and he's like, she's like, how does it feel? It feels good. I feel better. So okay, do some more. So do a pause, do a check-in, breath work, right? Using the breath. If you're in fear, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth with there's certain breath you'll find like, oh, that's also good for releasing anger. Right? Like lion's breath, you stick your tongue way out. It's a great way to release heat. It's a great way to release anger. But you got to practice. You got to like play around with the technology of your body and feel like, how did that feel when I did that? I don't know. It's probably the same. Okay, let's try something else. So play with it. The instant elevation program is really great for that because it gives you a whole slew of tools in there in the C section of like energy release tools. That's at drkimd.com/IEP. But even just the book, if you want to start with that, which is a little more DIY, has awesome tools you use anytime, anywhere to transmute energy in your body and help your body release the emotional energy, known and unknown, that is really sucking up all of your attention. That's at drkimd.com/book. We will be going much deeper into this with the workshop, and the workshop is going to be more of a conscious cultivation of who do I choose to be now and going forward in my life, and like cultivating the energy, the power, the potency that you create that effortlessly. What will work for releasing fear? So same kinds of things. Sometimes it's a different breath. You're so afraid, so breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose, slowly, 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 and breathing like twice as long on the exhale as you do on the inhale, slows down the nervous system, recalibrates the nervous system, touching skin on skin. I transmuted a ton of fear around like money and career and like leaving the medical system because I don't know, maybe 2 cells were still thinking like, oh, that's our source. That's our source. You have to have this. You worked so hard to be, a doctor and have this credentialing and have this, but I knew I needed to let it go for my own well-being. I knew that is not my world. That is not my system. I do not need to function in that system. And it was the best thing I ever did, letting it go. And that created more wealth and abundance and more freedom and well-being for me than probably any decision I ever made. But I had to tell my body, like, it's okay. We're good. We're going the right way. We know what we're doing. Life is taking care of us. That is not our source. Source is our source. And let that new truth come in at the cellular level. Just like if you touch a child and you're trying to tell that child it's okay, it's all right, you can let the fear go. If you touch that child, that compassion goes in deeper. So touch yourself. There's fear, little by little, skin on skin. All right, so that is our 3-step process for aligning. As you live that inspiration, more purpose and more purpose and more truth arises, like the inspiration I had to leave my career in emergency medicine and to eventually leave the entire system of conventional medicine, right? It's a system. It is run and owned by certain entities. It's not free that you just like practice the way you want. There are rules of what you can say and what you cannot say, what you're allowed to do, what you cannot. You cannot cure or say you could cure cancer. In fact, you can't say it's possible to cure cancer if you're in that system. Well, guess what? I'm not in that system. And I can say the truth. We can cure cancer. Simple. I've seen it. It's not hidden. You can even read Anita Moorjani's book, Dying to Be Me. I have it on my shelf. She had stage 4 lymphoma at death's door, and then the next morning, not a single cell of cancer in her entire body. I'm going to pull it out just because I mentioned it. So that's another great resource. And, if only to show yourself another possibility, like, wait a minute, what? This happened. This is true. They did the cellular biopsies. They couldn't find a single cancer cell in her body. So once you have one story like that, you don't need, I need a randomized double-blind controlled study before I'm going to believe. No, let it in. And there are studies. There's plenty of studies, and there's plenty of information and data and tons of research. But you won't find any of that if you're, nope. I need to see the data, and you need to see it in a certain way by a certain person. Who are you being fed by? Who are most doctors being fed by? Right? The same industry that runs a pharmaceutical corporation runs and manages the medical industry of what you learn, what you're educated on, overseeing your licensure and the rules you got to practice within. So are doctors really free to think for themselves and educate themselves from wherever, right? Travel to India and work with a shaman and watch people instantaneously repair a fractured bone, put it back together, and that person walks out the door. Wait a minute, that's not possible in the medicine I learned. Let me just go back there and do what I know. No, let me explore and understand a new way that I'd never heard of. And what is, it's not, miracles are not against science. They're just against the way we understood science. We thought we knew the foundation of our physical material reality. We don't. Most of what's happening, we don't understand. We don't even really understand freaking gravity, right? Like, ask any scientist. It's a big black box of we just don't know. Most of what's happening in the physical material reality is not understood by science. And most of what has been understood by science was changed because we got it wrong. So what if in 2023, we start learning by our own exploration, by our own curiosity, by our own inner knowing, looking at what's possible and then letting it guide us into showing us, how is that happening? And how can I recreate that? Someone spontaneously heals from stage 4 cancer within hours. How is that happening? And how can I assist someone in recreating that? Because it isn't a no man's land of it was spontaneous. We don't know how it happened. No, these are quantum laws. Connect, clarity, cultivate. You are made of energy, vibration, frequency. These are quantum laws. When you align, your physical shifts, your physical body, your physical cells, your physical DNA, which is just energy as well. It's photons. And the physical material circumstances you find yourself in. So, who will you be this year? How do you get to feel? What do you get to experience? Connect, allow the clarity, and cultivate that, because you are a powerful creative being. Thank you for being here. I would love for you to join me. We have one more in this series of the Into the Light Awakening series. All of these are in preparation for the workshop that we will be doing January 20th weekend, live from the comfort of your living room. It is at drkimd.com/live if you'd like to join us to go much deeper. I will have 3 awesome guest speakers with me that weekend. Kyle Cease, who will be talking about conscious manifestation, talk about aligning with purpose. Kyle had a major life metamorphosis when he began to live on purpose. When he began to align with his purpose, his entire career that he thought was the be all end all, he realized that is not what I'm here to do, and fell away. And something even more powerful and infinitely more fulfilling and meaningful came in. And that's what he's created his entire life around now. He's helped millions of people awaken to their power and is infinitely more fulfilled and authentic as a result of that alignment. Aaron Abke, who was here a few weeks ago, definitely watch the replay of that because he's awesome. And we talked about spontaneous healing, alignment that creates healing. We talked about wealth and prosperity consciousness and how being the container for health and wealth is what allows manifestation. And he will be specifically sharing about what is wealth consciousness and how we cultivate that to allow prosperity to show up in our lives. So whether it's health or money, career, what is it we are looking to be, and how we let that activate the circumstances. And then last one, the third one, is my husband, Mario Torres Leon, who will be talking about conscious relationships. He and I have been in a very conscious relationship for 12 years now, and it's been such an incredible journey. But he's cultivated such a deeper sense of self and a deeper awareness of sort of these principles of what create an aligned relationship, what create an authentic, supportive, healthy relationship. How do we, through conscious relationships, let the ego old self dissolve, let the sort of the chains dissolve, and let the true self and true power emerge. So how can participating in a conscious relationship awaken our personal power? And so letting relationship be a catalyst for that. And also, there's a lot of things he's going to talk about that will be really powerful for people who are interested in cultivating divine partnerships and conscious relationships. So they will be a part of this event as well. We'll be doing a lot of specific exercises in the weekend so that you create the shift right there during the weekend. You are not the same person Monday morning at the end of that weekend. For those of you who join, it will be recorded that you'll have those nuggets, to listen to after, but it will not be available after that date. So you want to join, even if you can't be there for all of it, be there live for as much of it as possible. We created it in a time where even Australians would be able to participate live. Although, it just wouldn't be like 3 o'clock in the morning. It would be a much more reasonable time for you, because we know people from all over the world were really asking for this and wanting to be a part of it. So I'm so excited to bring you through this journey. I'm grateful for what we've done here today, because you can share this with anyone. This 3-step process is the way our system works. So anyone can practice this. Anyone can find that activation within themselves and play with this. It doesn't need to be work. So I love you guys. Thank you. I will be here next week where we will do part 4, which is we are more powerfully stepping into that activation and stepping into the true self. And you will you'll feel the results from that, especially for coming into the weekend. These are great preparation. Please do the preparation, because you'll get so much more out of the weekend workshop. If you've already, done these pieces, you'll go a lot deeper. We'll be here every week live from MindBody TV. I am at drkimd.com if you'd like to subscribe to what I'm doing, to receive information. There's a quiz you can do on the front page to get your next steps to go deeper in your personal journey. So it's right there at drkimd.com. There's an orange button that says start here. If you'd like to begin that awakening journey with me, I'll be here every week live at 11 a.m. for MindBody TV, in the MindBody community in Facebook, in my YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to those so you can stay in the conversation with us. Jess and Alicia are live in the MindBody community to answer questions, to bring clarity, to assist you with this journey. They've both walked the path and had massive, massive shifts in their lives, continuing to have massive shifts in their lives, and cultivate more and more personal power. So join us for the MindBody community in Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. Stay tuned. Leave a comment. We will receive it and stay connected that way. Lots of love, everyone. Stacy said, thanks for thinking of us Aussies. I'll be traveling to Australia in the end of April. So there's an event we'll be doing live. If you would like to join me, I'll be part of this amazing, amazing event. There are details at drkimd.com for more information on that, if you want to join me live in April. All right. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.